I want to begin with this. Let's start off positive.
What's that?
Welcome to 40. How was it? How was your weekend? I'm concerned. You'll blow your lid later on in the show. Let's start off happy. How was your weekend, Mike?
Well, geez. I don't know, Rico. I guess I would ask you, how was my weekend? Well, let's see. I started Saturday, and Greg Schiano took a bowling pin, smashed me across the face with it, and then tried to see how far up my he could put it. That transitioned into Saturday night, finding out that Minnesota was down 6 players to COVID, and I watched Michigan boat race, that bumbling mess up there. And I automatically knew the Heisman was going to be decided. It was going to be Joe Milton. Happy birthday to me. Then I watched arguably one of the worst NFL broadcasts, featuring a possibly drunk Chris Myers, an utterly clueless Greg Jennings, who may or may not have known he was on television, and the ultra-annoying Brock Heward. And it was only topped by the fact that it was an even worse and more poorly officiated game, which was only topped by the fact that it was 2 teams saying, "Hold my beer, no, I want to lose more than you," only to see the Lions get every effing break on the planet in order to fake their way into one of the most disgusting victories in history, which now means happy birthday to me, get stuck with Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn for another year. Awesome. Couldn't be better, Rico. Couldn't be better. It was a sporting weekend where honestly, it couldn't have been worse. State looked ill-prepared, 7 turnovers, didn't look like they wanted to be there. Into a Michigan game that was decided because Minnesota didn't have a kicker, didn't have a punter, didn't have the right side of the O-line, didn't have their defensive signal caller. And then the best part, it's not like it's even over today, because you know what today is, Reek? That's right. Today means I got the spread for Michigan and Michigan State. 26.5 and growing. Happy birthday to me. Unbelievable. Any better, and I would have got hit by a dump truck. So, let's begin. Let's begin. I mean, who wants to take the phone lines first? Dimwit Lion fans who now don't even understand that by winning that game, I mean just losing it less than Atlanta? And by getting a miracle that you're stuck with Patricia and Quinn for another year? Should I start with you people? Oh, I know. How about we start with Wolverine fans who have told all year long, none of this really matters. This isn't even real, but let's talk about how you're back. Or better yet, let's talk to Spartan fans who already want to write off Mel Tucker, even though he's been here 10 minutes and got totally boned by D'Antonio and the flaming turd of a program he left him when he decided to leave in February, grab his bonus, and go to Naples for a Mai Tai. Where would you like to begin? You tell me. One of the worst sports weekends of my life, and it's not even over. The final from Ann Arbor Saturday, Michigan 52, Michigan State 13. I'm just going to toot my little horn.
Can the party favor become a new part of the show?
You know what, Rico? Whatever you like. Whatever you want, whatever you need. I'm here for the people.
I just want to keep pissing you off so you keep blowing that thing. Mike, yeah. I guess not a great weekend for you. Good news is the Duck Karsh Snuggie was in Spartan Stadium. So that made it.
Can't even bring a smile to my face. No, I mean, I can go wherever the people want to go. I mean, like the Michigan State thing, like I know what people want. Like I'm some kind of wind-up toy, but I want to remind you of a couple things. I mean, we can get to the Lions too. Rico, I said all summer, none of this even counts. Like it's just a series of scrimmages. These games aren't real. Now, am I annoyed that we lost to Rutgers? Sure, that's embarrassing. I mean, that's just like pooping your pants on the dance floor of a nightclub. That's a bad scene. But overall, like, what does it mean? Like Michigan going to Minnesota, COVID ravages Minnesota, punt block, touchdown. Instead of, holy hell, we're on the road and we just gave up a punt block for a TD, and now Milton has to face 60,000 drunk Minnesotans with crazy accents and beer flying everywhere. It's a scrimmage at a local park. Look, the games are there for entertainment. They're there to be bet on. They're there to watch. But, like, no, I'm not going to scream and yell. I'm not going to make fun of Mel Tucker. I'm not going to sit here and act like he can't coach. And I'm absolutely going to tell you something right now, and Spartan fans better understand this. If you think he's going to turn this thing around quickly, then you have no understanding of what Mark D'Antonio did to this program. Then you have no understanding of where they're at. Like, this is going to take years, plural. And the odds suggest Mel Tucker won't get home. Like, the odds suggest he will fail. And it's not going to be great if if Michigan State doesn't have it all together, Rico, it's going to be Rich Rod 2.0. So, like, every donor, every D'Antonio loyalist who's butthurt because their boy ain't there, everybody needs to get together and figure it out. He's got a mess on his hands.
I'll tell you
that
this,
doesn't
Mike.
excuse that on Saturday, but, like, come on.
No. It's not. I'm not taking anything away. Mel Tucker deserves probably 50% of the credit for that loss. But you're right. The other 50% still lies with D'Antonio. There are a lot of people who now are the fire Mel Tucker. You got to get rid of him. Let's just get a whole new coach. Guys, it was 1 year. Well, Greg Schiano was able to come in and look what he did.
Guy was hired in December.
Let's do a little game call. Greg Schiano was hired in December. He saw what Rutgers was and decided, I need to bring in some transfers. So he goes out and has enough time to get 9 transfers to come in.
Yeah, it's Rico, listen, you're not going to be able to teach stupid.
No.
There are just so many people, they have no understanding of anything going on right now. So it is what it is. I didn't like the team's energy. I didn't like the sloppiness. I didn't like that it felt like we hired Jason Garrett because all Mel Tucker did on the sideline was clap. I could do without that. But, like, this whole year, you could tell he's just going to go through a process. You had several of our better players who barely even played. You know what that's about. He's trying to clean the cupboard. He's trying to set the tone. Look, they're going to get their teeth kicked in all year. I can't wait for all the butthurt Spartans who are mad at me. Oh, Valenti said we're going to go winless this year. Yeah, you looking at what I'm looking at?
Well,
they'll win a game or two. They'll figure it out, but whatever.
Losing that game, Spartan fans like it or not, you became the new Rutgers. You're the team that people are now looking at in the Big Ten saying, well, we can get right against Michigan State. At least we can beat Michigan State. That's just what it is. Mike, in true 2020 style of I can't believe this in, all the weird things that we've seen from the country shutdown to the murder hornets, I'm walking down the little corridor to go to the restroom. Guess who's at the game Saturday?
Oh, I know. Oh, I'm not going to lie for radio because you sent me the picture.
Mark D'Antonio is there. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, wow, clock waits. Right. You're here watching this. You are watching what you basically set on fire. But you got a lot of State fans who simply believe that this man was great, and they're still watching their 2013 Rose Bowl DVD. Guys, he did a lot of great stuff. He left the program in a hot mess, burning flame of dog crap. Mel Tucker got hired February 12th. The country went into shutdown March 12th. Mel Tucker, put it this way, more people have had longer times to have bowl practices than he had regular practice.
Dude, how about when MSU shut down and the whole team got put in quarantine? Michigan got to keep practicing. No fault of their own. I'm just making a point. Like, dude, this was always going to be a disaster. So, I don't know. Like again, it's on the flip side of it. I said this to you after Mississippi State beat LSU in front of an empty, Death Valley. These results are invalid. None of this, it doesn't mean anything. So, like, great. Yeah, let's talk about Michigan. Let's do it. What does it mean? I mean, honestly, the only thing this is for me is I need to figure out what we got moving 2021 forward. You want me to talk about the game? Sure. Have I watched it twice? Yes, I have. Am I a masochist? In fact, I am. So I'll do it. The Lions stuff, I'll get to it. I guess here was my plan, Rico. Why don't we just ask people where they're at? Okay, because I'm just completely disgusted with everything at this point. And the Lions thing, it's simple. I can't argue it anymore. You're going to be right. They're going to come back. That win to get to 3-3, the hugs on the field, I wanted to set fire to my man cave. Because it's rewarding nonsense. That game was nonsense. That's why you have Chris Myers and Greg Jennings and Brock Heward calling it. That is the least accomplished, lowest paid, and worst broadcast crew in all of the NFL calling your game. Why? Because the game was dog poop. Dog poop. Watching that game made me want to cry. I couldn't believe that people who don't get paid to watch that game watch that game. Seriously. Unless you have a job in this industry, if you were watching that game, may God have mercy on your soul and potentially your marriage. That was such trash. And yet, it is going to hurt this franchise long term. Rico, I'll go whatever direction the people want. I'm putting a little captain's hat right on your little head, all right? You can toot your horn. You can guide this boat wherever you want. But I don't have a whole lot of good to say there, home team. I don't. I'm not ready to act like Michigan is a top 10 team because the results are invalid. Not ready to act like Michigan State is a middle school program. Expired. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you the Lions are a playoff team. Won't do it because I know what I'm watching. So I'll throw the number out. You can tell me all the ways I'm wrong, all the ways I'm right. You can tell me I'm a piece of garbage. You do whatever you want, man. It's Monday. Let's rock and roll.